Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at noon.
Breaking news alert, a shortage of COVID-19 testing supplies canceled a mass testing event scheduled for this afternoon at the Fargo Dome. Yesterday, cars lined up as people were tested for the virus, but today, FargoCast Public Health says they don't have the supplies needed to carry out the testing. No other information about a new date has been released. To stay with us here at Valley News Live as we follow this story. Also breaking news, the state of North Dakota is reporting 34 new cases of COVID-19 today, bringing the total to 1,225. 25 people have died from the virus, but 540 people have recovered. Today, the majority of the new cases were reported in Cass County. And breaking news in Minnesota, coronavirus has now infected more than 7,000 people. The total is 7,234, an increase of 571 from the day before. The death toll increased by 9 to 428. 4,212 people are listed as recovered in the state. We have more of a full breakdown of these stories on the VNL News app. New at noon, authorities are trying to figure out exactly what happened that led to the death of a motorcyclist, but right now they believe the biker hit a deer and was then hit by an SUV. The Ottertail County Sheriff's Department says it got the call for the crash around 9 last night near Earhart, and the caller said they saw an SUV hit the biker. Authorities arrived on scene and tried to save the man, but he died. They believe before the SUV hit the man, he hit a deer on his motorcycle. The biker was not wearing a helmet. The victim is a man from Dent, Minnesota. No other information is being released. The driver of the SUV is a 53-year-old woman from Earhart, Minnesota. Stay with Valley News Live as we learn more on this situation. Taking that live look outside right now, the sun, it rose a little earlier this morning, and we know it's behind the clouds, but those clouds just don't want to seem to leave. For how long they're going to stick around and who can expect to see a little rain today, let's go to First Alert Storm Team meteorologist Lisa Green.
Yeah, those clouds actually are going to continue to build in, and then the rain comes after that. So we're looking at conditions that are going to be a bit on the gloomy side for the rest of the day today. And you can see behind me a colorful radar map here with some rain in eastern North Dakota, especially a couple of spots in Minnesota seeing those sprinkles. But overall, the focus is in eastern North Dakota for the moment. This is affecting the Edgeley area, back up through Jamestown. We've been seeing that light rain all morning, and then stretching up into western parts of Grand Forks County. So gradually this is making its way toward Grand Forks, and you might even be getting some sprinkles there, Fargo. Not too long from now, if you haven't seen some sprinkles already, you'll see your rain chances increase too. This is all part of a larger system, and there is that area in South Dakota that's going to lift to the northeast and bring us better chances for that rain as we continue on through the day. We are currently at 52 degrees in Fargo, thanks to staying dry for a little while and getting a little sunshine. 48 degrees in Grand Forks. And checking out your forecast for today, well, this afternoon, once that rain starts, our temperatures are going to drop on this May the 4th, and we'll see temperatures into the 40s to some low 50s and that rain chance. So we'll talk more about that coming up in your forecast in just a few minutes.
All right. Thank you, Lisa. New at noon, a Jamestown woman is facing multiple charges after police say she pointed a gun at her boyfriend and then fired it. Police say it happened yesterday afternoon when the boyfriend called in saying his on-again, off-again girlfriend fired a shot in his general direction. He was not hurt. 22-year-old Kelsey Kamani is facing charges of terrorizing, reckless endangerment, and firing a gun in city limits. Investigators are still working out the details, on a call that turned up a dead body in a burned house and a man near it with gunshot wounds. It happened about 10 miles west of Bemidji just after midnight yesterday. Beltrami County deputies found the house in flames and a man in a nearby outbuilding who had been shot several times. The man was rushed to the hospital, but his condition and name are not being released. After the fire was put out, crews found a body in the rubble. No other information is being released at this time. We have new information this afternoon on the motorcyclist who hit a roundabout in West Fargo and had to be taken to the hospital for serious injuries. The North Dakota Highway Patrol says the man is now facing DUI charges. That crash happened at Cheyenne Street and 52nd Avenue South around 7:30 last night. The biker is a 30-year-old man from Fargo. No other information is available. A North Dakota man is hurt and facing DUI charges after a wild crash along I-94. The Highway Patrol says he was westbound near Jamestown yesterday afternoon when he crossed the highway in front of oncoming traffic, drove into the ditch, hit a ridge, and then went airborne and then drove through a fence before finally coming to a stop in a slough. 30-year-old Will Gullickson of McKenzie, North Dakota was treated for minor injuries before being taken to the Stutzman County Jail. North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum is asking state agencies to identify some deep budget cuts for the next year. The governor wants agencies to identify 5 to 15% that could be eliminated. This comes as there is a decrease in tax collection from lowering oil prices and overall spending reduction during the pandemic. Some Fargo City offices are now open today. It's the first of a three-phase plan to get things back to normal. City offices have been shut down since March 19th. Staff will be wearing masks, and face masks will be provided by the city to people who can't maintain physical distancing requirements while inside city buildings. As more states reopen this week, health officials are watching to see if coronavirus cases will spike. Tracy Potts has more on what lawmakers are trying to pass and what the president wants included in the bill.
We will not shut up!
From protests in California to socially distanced crowds in New Jersey.
I hope, people understand that if you crowd the speech, we're going to issue an executive order and shut it down.
Federal health officials are being asked, is reopening safe?
If it's done with social distancing, yes. If it's not done with social distancing, no.
32 states have begun lifting restrictions. Stores and businesses reopen in Ohio today.
Hello, here's your delivery.
The governor says he cannot force people to wear masks.
It became clear to me that that was just a bridge too far, that people were not going to accept the government telling them what to do.
The Trump administration's predicting the economy will bounce back by the end of the year. In a town hall on Fox News Channel last night, President Trump also predicted a vaccine soon.
We are very confident that we're going to have a vaccine at the end of the year. By the end of the year, have a vaccine.
Health experts are waiting to see if reopening sparks a second, more dangerous wave of coronavirus.
It's going to take about 2 to 3 weeks for us to begin to see trends that come out of the changes in social distancing.
The U.S. Senate's back in session today. They're expected to wear masks.
This area remains a hot spot, and we don't want the United States Senate to become a coronavirus vector that really makes the situation in this area even worse.
On their agenda, a fourth phase of coronavirus funding. Tracy Potts, NBC News.
President Trump says he won't approve that bill without a payroll tax cut. In our consumer alert this afternoon, pack your mask if you're heading to Costco or Menards today. The warehouse retailers' new guidelines are starting today, requiring all guests to wear the mask inside the store. Costco employees are already required to wear a face mask, and the same now goes for Menards. Starting today, the company is requiring shoppers to wear a mask, and it's updating store hours to allow for more cleaning time. Menards is no longer allowing pets or children under the age of 16 in their stores as well. Credit card debt has spiked across the U.S. Credit card company or creditcard.com says in their latest survey, they found nearly half of U.S. adults, or about 120 million people, currently have credit card debt. That's up from 43% in early March. And about 28 million U.S. adults have added to their credit card debt as a direct result of the COVID-19 outbreak. Coming up here at noon, if you're working from home and social distancing, it can take a toll on your mental health. We hear from an expert on how to cope. But next, Lisa Green's in with who is seeing rain already right now and who can expect some as they head on into the day.